everybody, it's Shannon Marin here with the Marin Marketing Team, eXp Realty and Shannon Marin Personal Real Estate Corporation. Today is another episode of Vancouver Island Vision and Island Eats. Mr. Tai and I are heading just down the alley to go and visit Chris at the Java Shack, and he's going to tell us all about his history here in Campbell River. Today we are here at one of Campbell River's favorite places to eat, and I am here with Chris Bobert of the Java Shack. Hey Chris.
Hello. Hello, Shannon.
How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
Good,
Excellent.
good. We're catching you right at lunch hour. And,
Tail end. You're all right.
Your busy time, so this is actually great. We get to see this cheesecake or whatever it is that you're making there.
Yeah,
so.
chocolate ganache on some chocolate cheesecake. My original idea was for a climbing wall. So I had been looking around for a space for a climbing wall.
Okay.
And at the time...
Interesting.
Yeah. So at the time there was no building in town that was available that was tall enough.
Okay.
So we were looking around, couldn't find anything. So I thought, okay, well, I'll scale it down to a bouldering wall.
Yep.
So you can fit into more spaces.
Yeah, okay.
But then you've got to offset it. So you have to have something complementing it. So
Right.
I thought, well, I've worked in a cafe before, so we'll just have a space with a bouldering wall in the back and then a coffee shop in the front.
Okay.
So that led us to a space at the end of the plaza.
Yep.
It was like the old BC liquor store.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Remember
okay.
that? So it was the ideal space because it had a big warehouse in the back,
Right.
and then it had a retail section in the front.
Yep.
So we thought that's perfect. So we met with the landlords, pitched the idea, and they said, yeah, that's good. And then they got back to us and said, well, we don't really want the climbing wall part, but we've got a space that we want to have another cafe because there was
Okay.
nothing in the plaza at the time.
Yep.
So they took us to the old Tai Cafe location that had been there for years and years,
Okay.
and showed us the space and said, well, here's our vision. We see a dual entrance, so you've got the Quadra Ferry right across the street, and then you've got the plaza parking on the other side. We'll knock out this wall, get rid of that garbage compactor, and you'll have like through traffic. And like, at the time it was dingy and greasy, and the garbage compactor in the back was pretty unsightly.
Not very
and
attractive.
yeah, so I didn't quite see what their vision was. I just saw a mess, and they said, no, trust us, like it'll be good. And so, all right. I thought about it and thought, well, yeah, we could. It might be easier to do it that way than trying to do this big kind of plan that I had. So
Right.
yeah, we just kind of wiped out the climbing wall part and said, let's just do a cafe. So yeah, we took the space and I demoed it and rebuilt it, and here we are.
And here we are with Java Shack.
Yeah, it's been an evolution for sure.
Okay, all right. So during what we're experiencing here in the world, there's been opening up, shutting down, opening up, shutting down, and then there was the viral social media post. How did that help you? And tell us about that.
So I sort of held off on putting that post out because I didn't want to freak people out, and I didn't want to make it a reality. I wanted to just it'll go away.
What did the post say? I read it and I shared it.
Yeah, basically I just kind of pointed to the fact that the conditions were extreme. That we'd lost a lot of business. The winter was hard, and that basically it's not us that keeps the doors open, it's customers. So we need customers to come and support us, and that if you want to keep us here, you got to come and show us that.
You got to get up and get out.
You got to come in, you got to pick up the phone, you got to do whatever it takes, right? You just got to show up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for pity. I wasn't saying, oh, poor me.
No,
it was just, here's the reality. Like, if you're not going to come in, these places don't survive.
Yeah.
Like, you have to come in and spend money, otherwise they disappear.
Yeah.
And we were on that doorstep. So I just kind of said, you know, it's in your hands. Like, if you want us to stay here and can have us continue to be here, you got to come support us.
Yeah.
And so I put the post out at like 9 in the morning. I checked a couple minutes later and it was like, oh man, it's already been shared 12 times.
Wow.
It's like, and I think we only had 3 people on that day, and so I kind of went to all of them like, I'm really sorry, but I just made a post and it's getting a lot of shares already. I think it's probably going to be a busy day. And like within probably half hour, the phone started to ring, and then it just kept on ringing.
Wow.
And so Sarah was answering the phone, and literally she would pick up the phone, take an order, and she would put it down, it would ring again. She would pick it back up. So literally the phone was attached to her ear all day.
Oh my goodness.
Like nowhere to lie, just
amazing.
all day long. And yeah, so I was standing in my spot, looking out my window, and then people just started to kind of like line up. And then I looked out the window and the line just kept on going.
Goodness.
And so I went outside and like people are like lined up out to the sidewalk, and like, what is going on? And then by the end of the day, it had like 800-900 shares, and
that's crazy.
Offices were calling in big orders, schools were calling in.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
Oh, it was super emotional.
Yeah.
Like, to see that kind of overwhelming,
yeah,
immediate support was just,
yeah,
it was phenomenal.
You know. So yeah, your menu is a lot of like soups and salads and sandwiches and stuff like that. But
yeah, so
but everything with a twist.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I don't really look at it as a twist per se.
Yeah.
It's just food that I would eat.
Yeah.
It's food that I would make for myself.
Yeah.
And we don't really shortcut anything, so we make it
everything's fresh
from scratch.
Yeah.
So we don't really bring anything in.
Yeah.
Everything's made here on site.
Yeah.
And everything's quality. You know, like
that's the ticket, right?
Yeah,
That's
everything's
the
fresh.
ticket.
So like I shop every day. Everything's freshly picked every day.
Yep.
Everything's made daily.
Yeah.
So nothing sits around. Like our bread comes every day, and so we kind of gear things volume-wise so that by the end of the day everything's kind of cleared out, or we've got just enough left over to start the next day, and then everything's replenished again.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So it's
that's awesome.
It's good turnover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And regular clientele helps too,
Very,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell the folks here your address, how to find you. Besides being across from the Quadra Ferry, because there's folks from out of town watching.
That's the easiest instruction.
Yeah.
Because we're tucked away here. So the best way is to park in the Tai Plaza, close to the Discovery Inn Hotel. That's the end of the plaza that we're on. Take the breezeway that goes from the parking lot to the Quadra Ferry, and we're right at the end, looking straight across at the ferry. And
if you see Mr. Tai, you're going in the right direction.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Vancouver Island Vision and Island Eats. For more information on great food on Vancouver Island, tune into our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Instagram.